While most leaders believe multitasking makes them more productive, research from 2024 shows it's actually costing companies 40% of their potential output. If you're juggling multiple priorities right now and feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. But by the end of this video, you'll have the exact framework Fortune 500 leaders use to prioritize and execute with laser focus. Here's the reality. The average worker is productive for only 2 hours and 53 minutes per day. And the biggest culprit? Multitasking. Every time you switch between tasks, it takes your brain 23 minutes to regain full focus. That's 1,241 interruptions per year for office workers. Focus efficiency dropped from 65% to 62% in 2024 alone, and collaboration demands increased 27% while multitasking behavior jumped 5%. The cost? Billions in lost productivity. McKinsey's 2024 CEO Priorities research found that top-performing leaders don't try to do everything, they master the art of ruthless prioritization. Companies like Toyota built their entire success on doing one thing exceptionally well with their Toyota production system. Even Waffle House, which operates 24/7, doesn't promote their best grill operators to managers because, and this is genius, how do you top being the best at what you do? If you're ready to learn how successful leaders cut through the chaos and focus on what actually drives results, hit that subscribe button now. We break down Fortune 500 strategies like this every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Strategy number 1, prioritize and execute. This comes straight from high-performance teams who understand that when everything is important, nothing is important. Here's how it works in 3 steps. First, identify your highest priority task, the one action that will create the greatest impact right now. Not what seems urgent, but what's truly important. McKinsey's research shows that 80% of organizational growth comes from focusing on core capabilities, not scattered initiatives. Second, direct all resources, your time, your team's energy, your budget, toward that single priority. A team leader at a tech company was failing because he pushed his team to work on dozens of initiatives simultaneously. When he simplified and ruthlessly prioritized, his team exceeded targets quarter after quarter with 0 attrition. Third, only move to the next priority when the first is complete or on track. This isn't about ignoring other work, it's about creating a sequence that compounds success rather than dividing attention. Real example. A Fortune 500 CEO recently told McKinsey that their biggest 2024 breakthrough came from cutting their strategic initiatives from 15 to 3. Revenue growth, up 8.7% compared to 3.2% for companies still trying to do everything at once. Strategy number 2, master detachment. And no, this doesn't mean checking out emotionally, it means pulling yourself out of the weeds to see the strategic picture clearly. Here's what high performers do differently. When pressure mounts and chaos erupts, they step back. They literally detach from the immediate crisis to assess what actually matters most. A 2024 ActivTrak study found that focus time dropped 8% because leaders are spending more time in reactive mode rather than strategic thinking. The framework successful leaders use: relax, look around, make a call, relax, take a breath. Calm decision-making under stress isn't natural, it's trained. Research from Wake Forest University in 2024 found that task switching creates measurable cognitive costs, especially under stress. When you feel anger or frustration building, that's your signal to pause. Look around, survey the situation objectively. What are the actual priorities? What's noise versus signal? CEOs surveyed by Deloitte in 2024 said their biggest breakthrough came from scheduled detachment time, literally blocking hours to think strategically rather than react tactically. Make a call, decide on the highest priority, and commit. Indecision costs more than imperfect action with clear direction. Quick question: which of these strategies resonates most with your current challenges? Are you struggling more with prioritization, or with staying detached from the chaos? Drop it in the comments below, and if this framework is helping you think differently about leadership, smash that like button. Strategy number 3, build systems that enforce focus. Individual willpower isn't enough, you need organizational structures that protect priority work. Here's what's working in 2024. Companies establishing no meeting days saw productivity increases of 22%. Remote-only workers showed 29 minutes more daily productive time specifically because they built systems to protect focus time. The key insight from ActivTrak's latest research: productive session time increased 20% when leaders implement focus-protecting systems. Practical applications. First, establish priority review meetings, not daily chaos, but weekly strategic alignment where you confirm the single highest priority. Second, create communication boundaries. That constant Slack checking, it takes 23 minutes to recover focus after each interruption. Third, train your team on the prioritize and execute framework so everyone operates with the same mental model. A logistics company, an industry with the longest workdays at 9 hours and 10 minutes, implemented focus systems and reduced burnout risk from 15% to single digits while maintaining productivity. How? They stopped rewarding multitasking and started rewarding completion. Business leaders from organizations around the globe are joining our community for insights like these. If you want to build systems that actually work and learn the strategies separating top performers from everyone else, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We share actionable leadership frameworks every week. Here's your immediate action plan to implement starting tomorrow. Week 1. Identify your top 3 priorities. Not your top 10, your top 3. Ask yourself, which task will create the greatest impact in the next 30 days? Write them down and rank them. Week 2. Communicate your top priority clearly to your team. Make sure they understand not just what it is, but why it matters and what success looks like. Use the language. Our number 1 priority is X because Y. Week 3. Establish your focus systems. Block focus time on your calendar. Minimum 2-hour chunks. Create no meeting days if possible. Set communication boundaries with your team about when you're available versus when you're in deep work mode. Week 4. Train your team on relax. Look around. Make a call. When chaos hits, practice this framework together. Make it part of your team culture, not just an individual practice. The key to sustainable change: review your priorities weekly, but change them monthly at most. Constant priority shifting is just multitasking in slow motion. Before you start implementing these strategies, help other leaders discover these insights. The frameworks we just covered: prioritize and execute, detachment under pressure, and focus protecting systems. These separate successful leaders from everyone drowning in chaos. Hit the like button if the 40% productivity data was eye-opening. Subscribe for more Fortune 500 strategies that actually work. And share this with that entrepreneur or manager who's trying to do everything at once and burning out. Which strategy will you implement first? Ruthless prioritization, detachment practice, or focus systems? Drop it in the comments below and join leaders who are transforming their approach with these weekly insights.
This is the C-Suite Playbook, where Fortune 500 strategies meet actionable insights. Your competitive advantage starts here.